Welcome to She Sells Radio and welcome to day 39 of our Finish Strong Challenge. You are so close, my friend. You are so close. And I'm so proud of you. However, your journey has been for you, whatever it has not happened so far. Just know the fact that you have come and shown up for yourself. Even if today's the first day you're listening and joining in, you're showing up for yourself today by listening in. And I want to just take a moment and celebrate you. And the focus of the conversation today and your challenge for today is to connect to the feeling of your vision and your goal accomplished. So I want you to just take a moment and hold in your mind that vision that you set at the beginning of this challenge, if you've been with me from the start. And if you haven't and you're just listening in now, I want you to just take into your mind's eye, what is that vision that you're working towards right now? What is that goal? And if you're not clear on what that is, I would really encourage you go back to some of the earlier episodes of this challenge and listen to the ones about clarifying vision, because your vision is everything. That's where it always starts. And your feeling state that you're in on a regular basis on the way to your vision being fulfilled is incredibly important. And it's something that we don't, when I just think back to kind of my background in business and coming up in corporate sales and my experience there, I really wasn't taught a lot about the importance of the feeling. I'm guessing if that's your background, that was kind of the case too. And for me, I had to really go on my own journey of studying quantum physics and biology and spirituality and different elements of science to understand the importance. I was on a group coaching call with some of my higher level mastermind clients the other day. And one of them asked a really good question. And she said, like, I can see my vision in my mind, but how important is it to feel how important are my feelings in bringing this about? And the bottom line is your feelings are critical. It's not that we can't have moments of not feeling great along the journey, right? That is part of the process. It's not that we don't honor those emotions when they come up. It's not that we don't have routines and rituals that we can use to process negative emotions. They come up for all of us. They come up for me. I use them as indicators of either, a boundary is being violated. There's something that needs to change in my life, or I'm thinking a limiting belief in the time. I mean, there's a number of different things they can indicate. Oftentimes, there's always something good waiting for you on the other side of those. But the key is, if you're looking to create whatever your vision is for this challenge, the reason you really want it is because of how you think it's going to make you feel when it happens. That's the only reason we want anything. And the feeling state that you're in will determine whether or not you are a match for that thing to happen. So the feeling state you're in, part of how we bring about our vision and our goals is we become an energetic match for what we desire. And by being an energetic match, it means you're thinking thoughts that are in alignment with your vision, and you're feeling feelings that are also what you expect to feel when the vision comes about. And there's so much interesting science behind this. The Heart Math Institute did an experiment. They took a group of expert prayers and they said, okay, we're going to set 3 vials of DNA in front of you. And they wanted to see if these people could unwind the DNA with thought alone. And so they said, with all of your conscious intent, we want you to see the DNA unwinding and rewinding. And when the expert prayers did that, and just with thought alone, thought about the DNA unwinding and rewinding, nothing happened. Then they said, okay, we want you to open up your heart, elevate your emotional state, emanate gratitude and joy. And then they checked the DNA, still nothing had happened. So just the thought alone or just the elevated emotion alone didn't do anything to change the DNA. But then they said, okay, we want you to see the DNA unwinding. So have the intention, the vision in your mind, and get into a feeling, a state of gratitude, expressing gratitude for it unwinding before it does. And when they did that, 25% of the DNA unwound. So it was that combination of the clear vision, the clear thought of what they wanted paired with the elevated emotion. And so you are essentially broadcasting a signal all the time. We live in an electromagnetic world. You are part of that. You are no different. And you're broadcasting a signal at all times of what you are available to receive, and what you're putting out there will come back to you, right? So how you think and how you feel are broadcasting that signal. And we can't have just one or the other. I mean, it's beautiful to be in an elevated emotion, and that's really the end result of typically what we're wanting to create. And with that, you'll create very powerfully from that state when you couple that with a clear intention of what you want to create next, because you are literally wired for expansion, and you are wired to constantly and consciously be creating something better for yourself and for others in your life. And yet, if we just have the clear intention, but we don't have the elevated emotion, and you have the intention of, I'm going to complete this goal, but you're feeling feelings that are the opposite of what you think you're going to feel when the goal is achieved, that's not going to get you there either. So remembering that you're broadcasting out an electromagnetic signal, what signal are you broadcasting? And that comes from the clear intention coupled with the elevated emotion. So your challenge for today is, I want you to think about your goal and ask yourself, what are the emotions that I expect to feel when this goal is completed? And actually write them down. And today you're just going to pick one of them. And I want you to practice cultivating one on demand. Your thoughts trigger your emotions. And so if you think, I can't feel that way until it happens, that's the old way of creating. That's the old model. That's not actually how new science shows it works. So your job is to practice moving yourself into that emotional state and staying there for as long as you can, marrying it with that clear intention, and then see from that place. There may or may not be a result right away, because again, depending on how long you've been putting out a signal of lack, unworthiness, anxiety, et cetera, like we got to give these things some time. But at least give yourself, you may have something shift in your world to mirror back to you who you're being pretty quickly. And that's always fun. If it doesn't happen right away, it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It just means you need to keep practicing. But either way, you're going to feel good. If you haven't read Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard, it's a great resource to help you with this. It's definitely more on the spiritual side. So if you want more of the science behind it, there's other resources there, but it's either way, it's a tremendous book to help support you in just the power of why your feeling state matters so much. So again, your challenge for today, get clear on what are the emotions I expect to feel when my vision is fulfilled, write them down, and then practice consciously being in one for as long as you can today. Just practice, just get your body acclimated to that feeling. And the more and more you practice that on a conscious basis, the more it will become your norm. And the more you are a match for what you desire, meaning the faster and easier it can come to you, as long as you keep that clear intention, elevated emotion, and then aligned actions that will show up for you along the way. So that's your challenge for today. If you want to get registered for our prize drawings, make sure that you're registered for the challenge, ElyseArcher.com/challenge. And for today, you're going to take your graphic that you get when you register for the challenge. You're going to share on social that you completed today's challenge. Check off on the graphic, tag me. I'm at Elyse Archer on all platforms. Use the hashtag SheSellsChallenge. And go out there and have fun being the match and feeling the feelings that you expect to feel when your vision is fulfilled. As always, I'm so grateful to have you in the community. Quick reminder, if you're listening to this in real time, our Sedona live event, Create Your Quantum Leap, is coming up January 17th through 19th of 2023. I would love to have you there. We have a phenomenal group of women coming in from all over the world who are truly creating their quantum leap for next year. That's the whole theme of this event. And I'm going to be working with you directly to help you step into what that's really going to look like for you in 2023. So ElyseArcher.com/Sedona. You can get more details, grab your ticket, get yourself in the room. Super grateful for you.